A ver.
Times we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
Le voy a bajar esto, darle fuerte. Y ya estaríamos. Vamos a poner esto por bien. Full HD 4K. Ok. Tenemos a Checo. Bueno, voy a cerrar el Genshin. Bueno, porque estamos haciendo todo así como se dio nomás. Pero bueno, buena gente, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están acá ElDejota? Bueno, estamos por ver el programa especial. Vamos a hacer la reacción y demás. Así que bueno, ok, esto más o menos ya lo sabíamos. Era como algo sabido a voces que se iba a venir. Ok, tenemos acá Capitano. Acaba de empezar recién. Una zona nueva, tiene pinta. Que bueno, también era más o menos sabido de la zona nueva, seamos sinceros. Ok, acá está Chasca, ya hemos visto relacionado su gameplay. Y de Ororon, que también me parece un personaje interesante, pero bueno, vamos a zanjar dudas y demás en esta ocasión. Más lo que se venga. Ok. Viola. Lo voy a subir un poco, perdonan. Ok. Vamos a ver qué onda con este programa especial. Bueno, tenemos el primer código por acá. Bueno, por ahora esto que empieza con un adelanto, una cosa por acá. Ok, parece y todo tiene pinta que Ororon y Chasca va a ser los personajes nuevos principales de lo que será esta cosa. Ororon veremos si termina haciendo 4 estrellas, que uno ya imagina que sí, pero bueno, vamos a ver. No nos adelantemos. Bueno, códigos que bueno, muchachos, lo van a tener ahí abajo en la descripción del video, en todo caso, cuando ya lo subamos. Pero bueno, a ver. Vamos a ver qué onda, vamos a ver qué nos podemos esperar. En general, a ver, lo de la zona nueva, más o menos, también ya lo podemos incluyendo porque, ok, tenemos nuevamente a acá. No hay ningún personaje. No hay ningún personaje de estos. Cosa que en general va a ser muy repudiado, yo lo sé. Ya lo sabemos, ya lo hemos visto. Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué también lo hacen estos muchachos. Que la última vez, si bien no hemos hecho la reacción, hay que decir que lo hicieron bastante bien. Y dentro de lo que cabe se hicieron queridos, a fin de cuentas. Más allá de que fue cuestionable y criticado lo ocurrido, pero bueno. A ver. Vamos a ver. Una zona nueva. Está muy bueno.
And most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, Cuckoosaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians.
Bueno, este era el bicho recién que estaban hablando. El bichito ese dentro. Ok, tenemos un nuevo saurio. Bien. Y esto será como el saurio que reemplazará la mecánica de la Chasca, básicamente. Ya dándonos la idea.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Cuckoosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared.
A ver.
Every tribe in Natlan has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their Cucusaurs. What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Va a ser muy criticado esto que los muchachos estos estén acá. Que no haya ningún personaje, ningún actor de voz ni nada de un personaje jugable. A la gente en general la última vez no le cayó muy bien. No veremos, pero bueno. A mí en general creo que vuelvo a decir, si bien no ha hecho el, bueno, tenemos por acá ya a Chasca, creo que lo hicieron bien, así que qué sé yo.
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chasca barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chasca was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight. But
No sé, a ver, no sé si veremos. Se ve muy bueno. A lo que era las filtraciones, sinceramente sería muy interesante, pero vamos a ver, sinceramente. A ver, acá tenemos. Ok.
Chasca can ride and control her gun like a Cucusaur.
Wow.
The Soul Sniper
Esto era lo que decía.
speed and resistance to interruption.
Qué locura.
It also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah, and Chasca's
Okay, arco.
when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's Blessing state, Chasca's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chasca to enter a
Esto se ve
special
muy
enemy
piola.
mode. This allows her to lock on
Esto
to a
se ve
set
muy
number
piola.
of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In
Bimbo.
addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion.
Ok, básicamente suelta como un coso en base a lo que tenés en el equipo. Oh, está buenísimo, ¿eh? Bueno, ahí lo están nombrando. Básicamente en base a lo que tenés en el equipo, va como soltando como una carga de lo que es el disparo de eso. O sea, bueno, ahí lo podrán ver luego. Es que lo muestran de vuelta, pero esta es la ulti. Ok.
Speaking of her tribe,
Se ve bien, la verdad, se ve bastante bien. Tenemos una nueva misión por acá.
That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Cucusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Cucusaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chasca will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chasca's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chasca was raised by Cucusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest.
Mira.
Even though she's joined human society, Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion.
Ok.
Especially when she
Imagino
needs
que la
help.
misión esta saldrá. Bueno, habría que ver cuándo sale Chasca igual todavía. Pero imagino que la misión esta saldrá cuando salga Chasca. Si es que sale en parte 1, la fase 1. Mira. Tenemos la misión de Arconte también. Cosa que también era obvio, pero bueno. Ah, mira. Bien, básicamente están diciendo que luego de lo que era la guerra van a necesitar como la ayuda justamente del aventurero y bueno, se va a poner en tanto ayudar a lo que es la crisis actual de Natlan, luego la guerra contra el abismo.
Eonsan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natlan to help those in need.
The people of Natlan really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone. Right. That's one of my favorite things about Natlan. Oh,
mira.
Wait.
Me parece la nada, capitano.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on
bueno, capitano que en teoría tiene como su historia también en Natlan y demás, así que medio como que está re tranqui por acá, pero bueno, vamos a ver.
Restoring Natlan's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around.
Okay.
We have a very important battle ahead. Natlan needs.
Bueno, estaba diciendo que la guerra todavía no terminó, también que el abismo tiene como partes sueltas, por ahí hay como ciertas contaminaciones y demás. Pero bueno, parece ser que Yansan será protagonista también en lo que es esta cosa de Arconte, porque se lee en la cosa, pero bueno.
You eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a unique landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomisaur Elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Ictomisaurs can help us out. Ictomisaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal means.
Tiene como una cosa que detecta, Curioso este saurio. Va, saurio, no sé, ya no sé ni cómo llaman. Va, sí, es un saurio al fin de cuentas también, ¿no?
Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ictomisaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
O se saca como cosas para crear objetos así de la nada.
Which will become available in version 5.2. The first two acts feature a lot
nueva misión también por acá.
puzzles. So be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomisaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Ororon can do it too.
Mira.
Like the Ictomisaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air. He also
Ororon
has
básicamente
perception.
es como
While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the spirit
la parte hecha personaje con la mecánica de estos bichos.
Speaking of Ororon, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right?
Bueno, no nos dice por acá todavía. Dice que es Electro, eso sí, pero no dice qué rareza tendrá.
True.
The tribe's people of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Ororon really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does.
Bueno, acá nos van a mostrar un poco el gameplay y demás del Ororon. Ok, ahí va.
Ororon is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Ororon gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Ororon unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see.
No
So,
parece ninguna locura, sinceramente.
Enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that
vamos a ver
Ororon
ahora.
doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field?
Ok.
That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental
Bueno, básicamente igualmente no necesita estar jugándolo, ya tenerlo ahí.
Ororon performs an ancient
La
control
cosa
with
te
his
sirva.
burst to summon a supersonic Oculus.
Mira lo que es la
which
cosa.
stuns nearby enemies to draw damage.
Lo que es la
Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
Me hace
That should
gracia.
be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Ororon in your
Bueno.
party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier.
No sé, curioso.
And speaking of making things easier, Ororon can also
ver.
improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Ah, mira,
Ororon
tenerlo al
really
equipo
cherishes
básicamente
his
te dice
friends. With
que
a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will
vas a
always be
volar
within
básicamente más rápido. También. Curioso.
So we introduced two of the upcoming regions in this
Okay.
update, the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Natlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather.
Vamos a ver.
It's
Mira
really
vos.
beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of
Parece que tienes que buscar un jefe allá,
It
boludo.
looks completely abandoned.
Una
Is it
tierra de
dangerous?
nadie, básicamente.
This is a restricted area in Natlan due to its
Okay.
severe abyssal contamination, and it seems
Bueno, dice que es
uninhabited.
una
Over the years,
una tierra
many
inhabitada
adventurers have come here
de
in search of
Natlan,
treasure or to slay the
muy
dragon.
contaminada por el abismo.
Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area.
De
and to
hay
prevent
un
people
clan que
from
lo
getting too
controla
close.
Wait, did
y
you say
que
slay the
mantiene a raya a la gente
Yeah.
como para
I
que
know
no se
we
acerque
introduced
mucho.
some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really terrifying.
dragon?
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Natlan to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh,
Mira.
what's that?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Natlan. His name is Kokoik. As for his power,
Va a ser como
well, why don't you take a guess?
un poco la Sorush, pero de
does
este
he our
lugar.
moral support?
Más
You
o
know,
menos
maybe he
parece
could
ser.
make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
O sea, un peta ahí
let's
que
not
nos va a
put
ir
our
acompañando
Capella friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
por
Okay,
esta zona.
then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned
Mira,
that Natlan
básicamente.
is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoik comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoik has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little
Ah,
guy.
ok.
I know, right? Now,
Tranqui.
travelers can
Un
explore
bichito así,
Natlan with
nada.
two
Mira.
companions, Kokoik and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's
El
even a
Haaland.
special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One
Vuelve
awaits in
Haaland,
version
muchachos.
5.2. This
Ganamos.
update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar
mira.
Saurian companions can also help us
Es
explore
importante, nos da
Natlan.
como... Bueno,
For
está diciendo que
example,
nos va a
with the help of a
ayudar como a
Komodo
resolver un
we
poco
can
la
evade source mechanism
historia de
attacks.
nuestro saurio.
With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve
Yo
certain
leo Haaland
puzzles.
porque yo le
With
puse
the help
Haaland.
of a
Así que...
Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait,
Okay.
are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in Natlan?
Yes,
Mira.
but I've got some friendly
Pescado
advice,
helado.
travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Natlan. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such
Mira.
as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger
Es un jefe
enemies.
como que se transforma en otro
Looks like
jefe,
these
¿no?
monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
¿O qué onda?
That's true. The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to
Básicamente.
use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and
Okay.
causes them to enter a brief state of confusion.
Nivel
Like solo-line
93.
elemental attacks
Estoy
are
viendo que es nivel
especially
93 y el
effective
daño de la
against these
chasca
wards.
también.
Wow, the Abyss has
Pega.
gotten so advanced. It's scary to think about how much
Claro, que
harder
el tema
these fights
builds y
will
demás,
get
cómo
if
estará
these
que pague
abyssal
y
monsters continue to
todo ello
evolve.
que
Yeah.
Okay,
conlleva
that was a lot of information to take in
relacionado
at
al
once.
daño y demás,
But
pero
before
bueno.
we take our first break, we still have a couple of short
Curioso este
announcements.
jefe nuevo,
Really short
la verdad,
acronyms.
pinta bien.
First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra Primo Gems, and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2,
Mira.
travelers can look
Ok,
forward to event
ahí
wishes
está.
from
Chasca
and
y Linney. Ok,
Ororon
y
will also
Ororon 4
receive a
estrellas.
drop rate
Ok,
boost.
es como les había
And in
dicho.
the second half of
Es como
version
les había
5.2,
dicho. Es
we'll
como
have
lo había
return
dicho. Es
event
como había
wishes
dicho.
for Zhongli and Neuvillette.
Zhongli y
The weapon
Neuvillette.
banner will
Les dije
feature
que iban a
new
venir
5-star
juntos.
bow, Astro
Yo les dije
Vulture Crimson
que iban a venir
and two
juntos.
new Natlan specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll
Perfecto.
dive right into the event portion.
Ok, bueno, ahora van a continuar con los eventos. A ver. Bueno, el código, vuelvo a decir, el código lo van a tener abajo en la descripción. Varias cosas. Se viene cargadita la versión. Tenemos historia principal, tenemos a Chasca. A ver. Que vuelvo a decir, viene en la parte 1, así que lo que es la historia de ella, de la zona esta, vendrá junto directamente con todo porque viene en la parte 1. Así que, a ver, no es puntualmente de ella lo que es la misión, pero bueno, digamos que sí es como de esa zona. Pero bueno, por ahora tenemos misión principal, la misión esta, de la Chesca y demás, del pueblo este. La zona esta nueva extraña que tiene como esta cosa rara con el pet este nuevo. Y bueno, muchas misiones, muchas cosas en general. A ver.
Welcome back, travelers.
Eventos.
Welcome back.
Vamos a ver los
Let's dive
eventos.
straight into the event section. So in the first
Okay.
event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's
A ver,
right. In the
una
version 5.2 event, Ikitomi
espada
Spear-Seeking
gratis.
Scrolls. Travelers will team up with
Que nos van a
Citlali
dar.
and Ororon to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo Gems.
Ooh, I really like
Mira.
the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's
Sí.
also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Definitely.
Citlali and Ororon have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show.
Ok, un evento acá
Speaking of
con
fun, let's get
con
into
estos
the
muchachos
event
por acá.
gameplay.
A ver.
First up is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn points. Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For
Ok,
example,
esto es
travelers
multiplayer.
can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more
Bien.
spirits. Storms may also appear during the game.
Es como el
You can
evento
track
grande
down
de la
spirits
versión
more
esta.
effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will
Combate,
need
no
to
podía
select the
faltar
right
un
teams to
combate.
complete the objectives.
No podía faltar algo de
Completing
combate.
all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal
Eso está
special
bueno.
fragments.
Hay como que
Travelers will need to
recrear
piece these fragments together and assemble them on
las
a woven
cosas estas. Está
scroll.
bueno, ¿eh? Me
Make
gusta, me
sure
gusta.
that you pay attention to
banco.
the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else.
Y bueno, esta era el arma gratis que nos van a
a
dar.
new 4-star sword by completing this
¿Qué
event.
hace?
The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind.
Mostrar
looks
qué
like some
hace,
kind of
qué da.
ceremonial artifact.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will
Nah, no
allow
dice acá.
travelers to learn more about Natlan's secrets. For example, this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious and legendary place, the Mare Javari.
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the
Mira,
Adventurers Guild
volvemos
has
a
prepared
Mondstadt.
a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited
digo.
to take on the challenge,
No sé.
including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various
No, es como una
challenges with
cosa esta del
designated
aventurero.
characters and fully leverage their skills
Uno de
to
los
earn
juegos estos del
rewards.
aventurero, ¿no?
I know you're up to the
Básicamente.
challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
Ok.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who better to test these tactics than the Honorary Knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the
Mira.
lineup is set, the monsters will
Está bueno,
fight
uno que vamos a
automatically.
ir
Available combat units and
armando
stratagems
equipos
are
con monstruos y
completely
demás. Eso
random.
está bueno.
You
Esto me
know,
gusta. Es
just
una
to build
tontería,
some
pero me parece piola.
unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement
Veamos.
rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful.
Ah, bueno.
Whoa, it's automated. Cool.
Si da
The elemental
protogemas.
reaction effects are completely different.
Si da
This
protogemas.
brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change.
Ok, hay
depending
muchos
on how you play.
personajes, ¿no?
In addition, the overall gameplay
Cuatro
is very
cartas.
laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natlan. Talk about whiplash.
That's right. Even
Haga
if you've
nada.
never played Genius
Haga yo
Invocation
no
before,
opino,
I
esto ya
really
nada.
recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to
Para los que
regular
juegan
Genius
a
Invocation
la
TCG.
invocación de los
Do you
sabios.
ever feel a little cooped up while you're
Que no sé, alguien sigue jugando
Well,
invocación de los
don't
sabios
worry
acá,
about
porque
that.
yo la
Our
verdad que
next
generalmente
event
no,
will give travelers the
no
opportunity
subo nada de
to
invocación de los
enjoy the great
sabios,
outdoors.
ni mucho menos.
In
Me acuerdo que al
Claw
comienzo
Convoy,
jugué
travelers
mucho
will need to help Lamia
por las
track down some
protogemas, pero la
adopted
verdad que
animals. Travelers
lo
will
dejé
be able to
completamente
see
de
the
lado,
animal's point
la
of view
verdad.
by using a
Ya no
special
me,
tool.
no me va nada
Once
más.
you've managed to deduce
Ya que hay que
their
buscar como
location,
los-
you'll be able to track them down. Once
a
the
los
animals are
distintos
safe and
animales.
sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them.
Mira,
I feel like Ororon would really shine in this event.
se juntaba
He's
ahí.
definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to
Curioso.
meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Ley Line Overflow event will return in version
Ok,
5.2.
bueno, este es
If you need
el
Mora or character
coso
EXP
este.
materials,
Veremos
then
esto
keep
lo
an eye
hacemos.
out.
Probablemente no,
Alright,
ya les
let's
digo.
dive into some updates
Pero
and
bueno.
game optimizations.
A ver,
First up is the change to the Imaginarium
ok,
Theater.
atención.
Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, All you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party
Acá dice lo que usó cada uno.
also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now
Está bien,
recommend
lo banco, me gusta, me parece piola. Más comodidad para organizarse acá con el teatro imaginario.
I'll occasionally put
Con el
together a random team if
teatro
I've just
coso
started
esta.
experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2.
Ok, a ver,
You can now sort
importante.
5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's
Ok,
really nice.
bien.
The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency.
Bien.
In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been
La
meaning
verdad
to
que
use
no,
some cool replicas in my
no,
Serena Teapot,
no busco
but
mucho
I'm
madera,
always
pero bueno,
short
qué sé
on
yo.
wood.
Para aquel que está más
So
que nada,
this would be
imagino
really
con
helpful.
la relaja
I'm so
tetera y demás.
excited for you. Oh,
Es
and
algo
optimizations have
útil.
been made to artifact lock.
Creo.
The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course,
Okay.
if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates
Yo
to
como
the
tengo el
lock
inventario,
assistance
muchacho.
interface will be added to the artifact
Ni les
domain
digo.
challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A
Mira.
star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations,
Uy, a ver.
including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will
En
also
Espina
be
Dragón.
added for
Decime que en
treasure
Espina Dragón.
compasses and Oculus Resonance Stones.
Decime que se puede en Espina
Enabling
Dragón.
this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Bueno,
Be
está
sure to
bien.
check out future announcements
Para
for
que le
more
falta
details on
cofres ahí.
version 5.2
Ya está.
optimizations.
All right.
Le da todas las
That was a
facilidades al
lot of
juego
info,
también para
so
encontrar
this seems like a good
cosas.
time for our second break.
Me puede servir para mí el Lishua, la
Redemption
cosa
Code.
que sí, que me falta uno realmente. Pero bueno, veremos si se puede usar en Espina Dragón, ya lo digo. O sea, si se pudiera, me ayudaría muchísimo en general, porque es lo que realmente me falta sí o sí hacer. A ver, en teoría a mí me faltan, vuelvo a decir, 2 cofres. Uno que ya lo sé sí o sí, que está en Espina de Dragón, que no sé. Y hay uno en Lillo en teoría que no tengo. Que bueno, básicamente, por lo que sea, no lo encontré jamás. O en teoría no sé si existe o no. O sea, en teoría, según las fuentes que he buscado, me falta ese cofre de Lishua. Pasa que Lishua es una... es una región muy difícil porque el Liyue no es como que lo va como midiendo como por zonas, digamos. Es extenso y todo, completamente todo el del Liyue de principio a fin, lo mide todo. Menos lo que es la parte nueva, esta que lanzaron con Fontaine. Mira.
To receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Mira.
Awesome.
All right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chasca and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Ororon seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natlan storyline. And we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
Yeah.
And, yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version,
Okay.
travelers.
Bye.
Eso será todo. Vamos a hacer algo acá al final, que lo dudo porque en general... Nada. Perfecto. Bueno, muchachos, bien, la verdad que programa cargado en general de bastantes cosas, pero por qué no decirlo, capaz que más de uno todavía le da el presentimiento de que faltan acá como es los personajes, digamos, que vuelvo a decir, estos muchachos la verdad que lo hacen bastante bien. Lo que es el coso, pero bueno, es de extrañar, vuelvo a decir, que no haya ningún personaje de estos jugables acá como habitualmente solía ser, que estaban por acá en la presentación de lo que es el programa especial. Pero bueno, muchachos, por acá lo que es esta reacción, me dirán ustedes, yo ya les digo, no sé si tirar. No se ve nada mal, pero bueno, vamos a esperar, vamos a ver qué onda. Va a haber muchas cosas que hacer, porque tenemos nueva zona, vamos a tener un montón de misiones. El evento parece estar bastante piola, pero bueno, por ahora vamos a tratar de avanzar y seguir con lo nuestro en todo caso. Ya saben que cuando nada más salgan y demás, tendrán las cosas por acá por el canal, así que suscríbanse y no se pierdan de nada. En todo caso, gente, será hasta la siguiente. Espero que les haya gustado. Espero que les haya servido. Nos veremos en otra. Y adiós. Chau, chau.